Hello everyone. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we connect the backend to the frontend using something we call axios. So axios is basically, in simpler terms, it is a tool that makes it easier for your JavaScript code in a web browser or on a server using Node.js to communicate with the web server. It allows you to send and receive data or make HTTP requests to interact with APIs. Okay, so for example, here in this case, I have my port number is actually localhost 3000. Okay, this is my MongoDB URL, which should not even be seen. So when I go to my front end files, I can see that here I'm actually having a README. I'm having different routes and different things. So what I was trying to show you here is that this is the main part that I'm trying to get my data from. So where I'm going to get my data from, I'm getting data from home.jsx. So to get the home.jsx, this is where I go to. So this home.jsx is actually where I'm going to fetch my data, my front-end data. So home.jsx is where I'm going to use the Axios. And Axios, I told you, Axios is used for sending HTTP requests to the client. So here, this is how I'm connecting my backend to my front end. So I'm saying axios.get http localhost 3000/books dot then response set books to response.data.data. Then I set loading to false, and then I just give a brief of how I'm going to get that data. For this case, I'm using Tailwind CSS. So I want to get the title of the data. I want to get the author. I want to get the publisher. I want to get the operation. Okay. So after outlining all the requirements and all the things that I want to get the data. And remember, before we fetch data from the backend, we actually have to define several things. For example, we have to import React, use effect, use state. We have to import the axios for getting HTTP requests. We have to import the spinner, which before we get the data will be shown is when we get the data. We have to import the link, all these things. So after that, now this is my server. It shows that my database is currently running under localhost 3000. So when I move to my front end part, this is where now I can actually get my data. So where will I get my data? I'm going to get my data in localhost 5173. And remember, my backend is localhost 3000. My front end is localhost 5173. I'm using React Vite. So when I go to localhost 5173, this is actually where I'm going to fetch my data, and actually this is how I'm fetching my data. So just as you see number 1 2 3 title, all these things. This is my data. So I have the option of deleting data, editing my data, and actually updating my data. So this is just a basic client, backend and front end way of actually connecting these things. And yeah, thank you.